well. It was just a music kind of ceremony or celebration in a way.
And how did you explain your feelings through the evening? How did you feel before you started being photographed?
Well, I was in kind of a bad mood that evening, and I went down, and the music was just amazing. It was so uplifting, and it just lifted me out of my bad mood entirely. And it's just like church in a way, because in church you just feel completely happy after you've been, and that's how I felt in the evening. And then and Samson was explaining what they were singing about, and it was just incredible, the whole thing, because I've never seen anything like that before. But then the whole photographing situation, it was, I initially thought that it was just your photography group taking pictures with the disposable cameras. So I didn't really pay any attention to it, and I thought, oh, they're just taking pictures of us because we're here. And I thought it was the whole group that they were taking pictures of. But then there were certain people who just came straight up into my face and took a picture of me, and I didn't really know why. I know that might sound naive, because I mean, there was Mara Diocese and they talked about skin colour and stuff, and I guess I didn't want it to be my skin colour. But yeah, Samson told me it was, basically, and it was. And then just people started taking more and more photographs, and it did subside for a bit, and it didn't really bother me so much. It was just strange. That was it, because I don't get that attention. I'm not the fit. I kind of like to blend in with the background, do my work, and at a steady pace, and just carry on without anybody noticing. And to have however many people just staring at you and taking photographs was a bit odd, because I didn't even know what they were going to do with the photographs. It was like they were taking random photographs of somebody they didn't know, and that seems odd to me, because I wouldn't do that. And it was different, because it wasn't like when we'd gone down to Issenya04, because then we'd just been followed around by a group of children, and that made me more uncomfortable than the photographs did, because they weren't constantly just staring at us. It was just a quick snap and going away. And the fact that they were just coming and then going, I guess it was like, in a way they knew they shouldn't be doing it, but then Samson said that it was a sign of like respect, and it's good for them to have a role model in a way, because I'm sure that many people from this area don't go on to be very wealthy or have hugely important jobs, even though they should, especially with the amount of intelligence that some of these children have. So I guess it was good in that respect, but it was just because they were taking of my skin colour that was a bit annoying in a way.
Can I just, sorry. Okay, sounds good. So, can you maybe just read, did you start in your diary by explaining it, like on Saturday night we went to? How did you start?
Said, okay, that night there was an ecumenical singing gospel service, and we all went. Zen was filming it, even in the appalling light conditions, and we sat on the side. The singing was amazing, and the students really seemed to enjoy it. Gradually, though, it seemed more and more people were taking photographs of the whole group, until eventually I realised most of them were taking pictures of me on my own. It was alarming in a way, because I didn't really know why they would want pictures of me. I mean, I'm nothing special compared to everybody else, and I hate being distinguished merely because of my skin colour. And then I said the bit that I just read before.
Okay. And how, and what, and then basically after that, I then suggested that we had a school discussion about it.
Yeah.
And organised with Samson, the deputy headmaster, to get a group together of the Form 4s, which are the oldest people, aren't they?
Mhm.
And maybe some of the prefects, and so we could have an open discussion about English people who are black or who have dark skin, which doesn't necessarily denote being African.
Yeah.
And about how you felt about it. And how did you feel that we did that on Sunday?
Mhm.
And how did you feel that went? What were you feeling? I mean, I suggested it to you,
Yeah.
and you were quite up for it, weren't you?
Yeah, I did want to explain like why I had this colour skin basically, because I was surprised that they didn't make any comment about Jo. And okay, she's got lighter skin than me, but people just don't realise that, you know, as you go further down in India or Sri Lanka, you get darker skin, and there are Indian people with darker skin as well. And then when it came up, that when you suggested this whole debate kind of thing, discussion, yeah, I really did want to explain, yeah, I'm Sri Lankan, I'm not African, and yay, kind of thing. But then I was totally up for it, but then I started thinking about it the next day, and I didn't, it wasn't a bad thing, but I was kind of got more nervous as the day went on, because I just started thinking, would the students respect me more or less because of it? Because in a way I was saying, I'm not African, and it was kind of like I'm saying I don't want to be African, which I'm not saying, it's just that I'm proud of my heritage, which doesn't happen to be African. And I thought, would the students, like, would they have less respect for me, basically, because I wasn't what they thought I was. But then, yeah, the discussion went quite well, I thought, when we actually had it. And the whole issue of skin colour did kind of disappear as the meeting went on, and they got more confident and asked more questions, because questions then seemed to be geared towards the whole group and about what we'd found out about Tanzania and what we knew about England. It wasn't just, oh yeah, you're coloured, blah blah blah. It was more of a interaction between the whole group, and it wasn't such an issue really after the meeting.
And how have you felt going around the campus since then? Like walking around, maybe people haven't behaved differently, but have you felt differently, being more confident, or?
Yeah, I think I felt more confident, because after the meeting, when we had the talk with Stephen and James in the evening, they were just incredibly friendly with all of us, and I thought the meeting we had when they taught us Swahili and we taught them French, it was just really good. And that's the whole reason that we kind of came out, to teach and to get on with people and actually interact with people from a different culture to us, people from Africa. We don't get that properly in England. And the fact that we had such a good time, and it just made me feel better, made me feel more confident in myself, and that everyone wasn't thinking, oh, there goes that African girl, there goes the coloured girl from Britain. No, they actually knew that I wasn't African. They actually knew who I was in a way, and they were still being friendly. So yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, everything's good.
And tomorrow you're doing biology lesson. What's your plan? Tell me about your plan for tomorrow.
Oh, do you really want to know about this? Well, we've abandoned a line transect idea. We're going to go for a random sampling study. We're going to go near the water hole, the well thing, where there's a huge tree and some green vegetation as well as dry vegetation. Well, there's just a big variety, and we're going to mark out a square area and mark out some grids, and we're going to get the class to just look at the vegetation around there and take some samples, and then we'll bring them back up, identify everything, and do some graphs and pictograms.
Fantastic. See you tomorrow.
Well, we're here at the dispensary, and we're just about to go in, but we thought it'd be a good idea to take some of these posters because they're very different to what you'd find in England. As you can see, malaria is very common around here.
Right, boss, you've got more here. What are your hobbies? Yeah. And then singing. The service was we don't do that in England. Nobody sings like that. Well, they do in some churches, but it's not the same. You only sit on how can you find it? I'll have to do my name. I did. I was very good. So how long are these returns? So university started about for a long time. And you just stayed there for 5 months? Yeah, we just stayed there. So you had like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. But I was at home. My dad, when he was naming me, my dad thought he made that name up. Oh, okay. Where's your hand? It seems very nice. Is it that circular building? Round one. We as prefects in England don't have a building to ourselves. What do you do for fun? To enjoy yourself.
About serious matters.
Our system of prefects in England is slightly different. We, the whole of the sixth form elects a prefect, so you get one vote each, and you're elected, and it's the person with the most votes that becomes head girl, so it's slightly different. Yes, she did. She did. Vicky Sugden, that was the head girl. Kate, yeah, she did. Yeah. The head girl this year, she's called Ruth. She's gone Ruth. Everything's an African name. She's gone this year to a place called New Zealand, next to Australia. She plays netball, so she's gone touring with the rest of the team.
Yorkshire, people are very proud.
But yeah, we really like her as a girl.
Or Wales or Scotland, but we don't have. It's not as strong as this.
So are you planning to go on to 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah.
Where will that
Up to university.
be? University.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
On my side, I want to be a policeman.
Policeman?
Yeah.
You want the power?
Yeah. I have the power to be a policeman.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you want to do? Doctor. High ambitions then. Reach for the top. Oh, right.
French. I teach French and German in England. So they're just European languages, so they're our neighbours.
How about you? Sorry.
Very close.
I'm doing B. What's your name?
I'm Shahamira.
Say again.
Shahamira.
Okay. Shahamira.
Royal
But I
Shahamira.
studied
What,
French
Form
and German.
3? Form 3. And then I went 1 more year to go then.
Yes.
We've got 1 more year to go.
to France.
Yeah.
To study
Continue on
for
to
3
Form
months.
4.
Yeah.
Germany as well. And then came back to England and got a job.
Do you know what you want to do after school?
So it's good to spend
You
time
want
with when you're learning the language.
Oh, doctor as well. Oh, okay.
In England, it's usually
They're your favourite subjects.
unless you're a doctor, or a doctor or a vet, things like that. There might be
So it must be possible then for a prefect in Form 1 to be then a prefect again in Form 2 and in Form 3 and in Form 4. Right.
4 years.
That would never happen in England.
And you, what are you like?
What do I want?
Other words we put together.
Even the black girls.
So somebody else tiny. Like, yes, so somebody else is doing it. That's clever.
You are still working?
It suits you actually.
It's better than the bandana.
Right.
And you need it with your hair.
Fast improvement.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You look so lovely.
What a transformation!
You have to wear that for dinner now.
Can this go up? Or does it stay there?
Yeah.
How you wear
There are
it?
different styles. You can.
It's annoying me down there. Oh no, is that not going? I need to have a look in the mirror.
There's a magic, by the way. There's a magic.
Can you please sprinkle water?
Wait. Is that okay?
Water.
Very funny, isn't it?
Oh!
Oh dear. I'm kind of close to Lizzie for this.
Is it too close?
No, I've got Lizzie. No, I'm zoomed out as far as I can.
Water on the spade, apparently.
Oh, look at her. Oh, let me get a picture. Where's the camera?
She's knowing.
I'm on some weird view.
Is it Lizzie's camera?
Easy, I'm on some panoramic view.
Oh, I'll just take panoramic shot.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Take both, please, because I'm going next.
Oh, wait, well, can I just take them a minute because I've got wet hands?
No, don't go in front of me, Liz.
Sorry.
Don't video me. No way.
Did you write your name in it? Roshni, wait, smile for the camera. Rosh.
No. Oh, it's going to go all over my t-shirt. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Wet the spade. Yes. Is it?
Yeah. How am I dirty? It's this camera.
Is it mine?
No, it's... Rosh, how do you zoom out?
Zoomed out as far as possible.
Oh. Lizzie, what do you do with this? Just look, turn it on and then...
Yes.
Mine looks really watery.
I know. Can I go? Right. It's not that heavy, Helena. It's not as heavy as you thought it was.
No, you're right in the...
I know.
Come vira me somete.
Helena's being careful.
She is. It's interesting.
That's Miss Pick. Who's got mine?
Probably me.
That one's mine.
That one's mine.
Okay?
No, you're not allowed to use this when it's my turn, is it?
There we are.
Vigo. Blanche.
It's going to be lovely. Wonderful. Very slowly. More? It's a nice view. It's enough? How are you? Hey!
Yes, it's one of theirs.
We got it, yeah. Alright, can I have some? Watches? Yeah.
Oh, my watch. Thank you.
Liz? Is this Lizzie? Yep. Oh, unlucky. White top.
All of us are wearing white tops. How new? Beep. Oh, no.
Are you getting this?
Both teachers and students.
Breakfast. Oh, for breakfast.
So we take it in an organized way such that we normally go there. So long as you know you don't have a period, those morning hours.
Oh, you have
such that
space.
during break time,
Oh,
it's only students who are supposed
Oh,
to be
good,
there.
good.
Yeah.
But when you are free, you can go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Look at this view. You can see a very long way to go.
Where am I looking?
Where are you from? Where are you from this area?
Mugumu.
Oh, where we went. We went to
Her outfit looks really funny on screen.
Where was you? So you go back to Terry? Yes, I pretend to go out. Do you want to go there? I'm not surprised. So all the difference between people. Yes, very good.
So, why is television called Runinga?
I thought it would be more interesting than physics and the normal things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Orange
it's gorgeous.
juices.
Look at them. They're beautiful. Do you like the fruit then? I think you get it up there.
Una mwembe hapa karibu kweli?
Mwembe?
Yes.
Mwembe mpaka bustanini.
Okay. Oh.
Walikuwa wanataka waone na mwembe?
Wanafurahia kuona miti yake.
Oh.
Have you ever seen a green mango tree? A green mango tree. Mango tree. Have we seen?
Have you seen one? No.
No. Oh.
No, when they might go take them to the garden.
Proposition 173 minutes.
What's wrong with you?
Well done, guys.
I'm
na mimi sasa. Yaani sogea basi. Toru, nasaka. Nasaka. Haya, sawa. Piga hapa. Kisha. Samia. What's wrong with you? What's happening? What is it? Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
Steven needs to see you there. Victor!
Victor!